So Lifecycles started in Monica's garage during lockdown. If you remember, lots of people wanted bikes, but it was really hard to get bikes. So because Monica had been teaching cycling skills to people in Derry since 2013, people knew that she knew about bikes.
It so happened then was the pandemic happened, and then a lot of people were in furlough, a lot of people weren't working, a lot of shops shut down, and people were isolating. So cycling just took off because people wanted to find an easier way to get exercise and to socialise and just to get about. I had thought then about the landfill. There's a lot of bikes going to landfill, they're still there, and if we could get these bikes fixed up and then bikes that couldn't be saved, then we could take parts from them. I knew some people that worked in Zero Waste Northwest, so I contacted them. We had some talks. Junkies then linked me up with the council.
And they agreed on a trial basis back in June 2021 to have a bike drop-off point at Pennyburn Recycling Centre where the public could leave their bikes and Lifecycles could collect them. And since then we have stayed, we haven't gone anywhere, and we've refurbished something like 4,000 bikes in that time. And what happens is the public drop them off at Pennyburn Recycling Centre. There we decide whether the bike is salvageable. If it's not, we'll take any parts from it that we can use. And if it is salvageable, we'll bring it to the train station. From there, our volunteers will assess the bikes again, and they'll be all given a bike safety check. Volunteers will do as much as they can to get the bike to a good standard, and then it'll be handed over to a professional mechanic who'll make sure that the bike gets that final fix, that it is safe to go out on the road. And then the bike will be put out for sale, and we try and make it as affordable as we possibly can, taking into account that although the bikes are donated, we do have to pay for things like transport, for parts. We try and salvage as much as we can, but we do put in things like new brake cables, inner tubes. There's things that we don't have, that we can't get that part from other bikes, so we do sometimes buy new parts for bikes when we need to. And then the public come along and we support them to be able to find the bike that is right for them. And the great thing about here is we're right on the Greenway, so people can really try the bikes, see what works for them. We can adjust the bikes as well to whatever they need. And if anything happens within a month, they can always bring the bike back, and we'll get it sorted.
Yeah, it's a big bonus being actually in here in the Active Travel Centre, because we're working in partnership along with Sustrans and Translink. So we're all singing the same hymn, where it's about walking, cycling and using public transport. The cycling skills that would have been the part that I would have mainly been doing, and that's where I was trained to do, as I was a cycling instructor. It was my job to support people, beginners or returners, back to cycling, and also for anybody that didn't have a bike, I was able to redirect them maybe where to get a bike, an e-bike or a second-hand bike. I was able to do that through different levels of activities for beginners that didn't know how to cycle, activities for returners to help build their confidence. Once people build up their confidence over time, if they wanted then to commute from where they lived to the shops to do their work, then we were able to provide a level 2 that was on-road training, and it provided people with the skills and knowledge, also built them confidence, so that they can address cycling on the quiet roads.
We also support people to use the cycle paths appropriately. So we're really lucky in Derry that we have an extensive Greenway network, which is a shared path that goes all along the river. But what's really important is that when people are on their bikes, that they're respecting the other path users. So things like using your bell, slowing down when you're passing pedestrians, being aware of dogs on leads, and making sure that you're a respectful part of our transport network is really key to make more people understand that cycling is the way forward. At Lifecycles, we completely rely on volunteers. We couldn't do what we do if we didn't have volunteer support. We need volunteers in all aspects. It could be, it's not just people who know how to fix a bike. You can pump a tire, you can clean, you can do touch-ups on the handlebars or painting. There's also a lot of customer service that's involved, from figuring out what it is that the customer needs to supporting them to the right size. There's also a lot of back office admin type stuff, like responding to queries, emails. We always need design work done, like posters for different events. We also, in terms of fundraising, we would really like to have a more stable financial situation. So we always need people who can help us to fundraise. That's really important. And we also need volunteers down at Pennyburn, the recycling centre, to sort through the bikes and figure out if, assess if they're good to go or not. We need people to help transport the bikes. So there really is something for everybody. We had a volunteer who, he wasn't very mobile, and he would sort all the different nuts and bolts for us, sitting on a chair, and that was great. Whatever people can do, we're happy for even people to come to us and say, hey, do you want me to make a documentary film for you? That's great too. What we really love is whenever people have a passion and they can fulfill that passion in Lifecycles. And I think what's really great is the sense of community that we have here. It's fun, it's welcoming, everybody's quite hardworking and has such a sense of purpose and meaning, and it gives so much satisfaction to see something that was rubbish bring so much joy to someone.
The future is for more or less just improving on what we're already doing, because we're selling bikes, say from landfill. We would probably need maybe a bigger place as well as here. Hopefully we'll always be at the train station, but we would also just need a bigger showroom, for our bikes. Would also like to do more cycling skills. And just at this point on 2025, we have just found out that we have got the award from the National Lottery for 20,000. So we're really delighted with that. So that's going to help Lifecycles now go forward. So this is another great achievement for Lifecycles, and will help a lot.